everybody. It's Sam Bennett from therealsambennett.com. And hello and welcome to my weekly live stream on all the places. We're live on StreamYard, we're live on TikTok, we're live on LinkedIn, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. I'm ubiquitous. I am everywhere. So I'm so glad that wherever you are joining me for this. We've got about 2 minutes till the top of the hour. And those of you who know me know that I don't actually start until click the top of the hour. So, but I wanted to get on here early, make sure that all the tech bits were working. And also if you were having any questions about anything that you wanted to get in early, this is a great time to type them into the chat. Mostly I can see the things you type into the chat in the stream on StreamYard. If for some reason I'm not responding to you, it's because I can't see it because of whatever platform you're on. So please do email me at sam@therealsambennett.com. And I will get back to you ASAP. Okay. sam@therealsambennett.com. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. Email me, Sam, S-A-M, at therealsambennett.com. And you know my team is constantly threatening to create the fake Sam Bennett account. So if that ever happens, I will let you know. All right, how we doing? Yep, 1 more minute till we start. So settle into this. So we're only going to be going for about 15 minutes or so. And I really want to give you some information that'll change things for you, that'll shift things, that'll spark something for you, spark something new. Lori says, I'm happy to see you spinning this flirting business. I've been called a flirt my whole life. That's my kind of girl. Great. All right, let's do our breathing. I try to start everything I do with this breathing. It helps center me and call in my spirit, myself, my highest wisdom, so I can be communicating to you from the best part of me, and also centers you, to separates this time from all the other time. You've got a busy day, you got a million things going on, but this 15 minutes is for you. This 15 minutes is for you. This 15 minutes is for you, right? Okay. So let your belly go really poochy soft. We're going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. We'll do that 3 times and then we'll be done. Feel free to ignore it if you like. You ready? Most people really like it though. Okay, let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do that, like I said, to center myself and help you get centered, but also I'm teaching you, right? If the idea of flirting or connecting with people or striking up a conversation with someone you don't know that well feels anxiety producing, gives you a little flippity flops in the heart, breathe, center yourself first. Remember, you are a beautiful, sacred being with wisdom and fun and joy and appeal. You're great. Right? And if you can breathe and center in, you can help remind yourself of that. And that'll give you a little more courage, right? All right. So this session is called How to Flirt for Fun and Profit. And, flirting, I think we usually think of romantically, but let's face it, we flirt all the time. Everybody flirts. Babies flirt, children flirt, dogs flirt, adults flirt, geriatrics, everybody flirts. And so what do I mean by flirting? I mean a little heart connection, a communication that's got a little twinkle to it, that's got a little fun to it, that's got a little wink to it. And it's so great, not just for creating romantic relationships, although it certainly works for that, but also for finding new customers, for building your community, for deepening relationships. Like maybe you sort of meet somebody at a conference or at a, somewhere out in the world and you're like, oh, I kind of dig that person. I'd like to get to know them better. But how do I do that without being weird? Right? Veronica says, birds do it, bees do it, even overeducated fleas do it. That's right, baby. Let's fall in love. And, when we think of, for those of us that our work is an act of love, what we're teaching, what we're doing, what we're sharing with the world is an act of love, then flirting is a great way to get people in, right? So here's a little 3-step criteria for what to do before you flirt, and then maybe how to do it. All right. And then I'll answer any questions if you've got them. The first one is make sure you like them. Make sure you like them. Don't flirt with people you don't like, right? I think sometimes we put pressure on ourselves of like, oh, it's, I've got to be this way for everybody. I've got to be a perfect match for everybody. No, you don't. You only have to be a perfect match for the people that you're a perfect match for. So if you don't vibe with somebody, if you don't dig them, like, that's fine. Walk on, send them love and move on, right? So step 1, make sure you like them. Make sure you actually like them. Step 2, make sure that there's sort of a values match for you. And a good way to test that is, will they laugh at your jokes? That's a good way to know if you share values with somebody. But if you're not particularly jokey, you can look for it in other ways. Do they seem to care about what you care about? Do they seem to notice things that you notice? Do they seem to vibe with this? Do they like some of the same things you like? Are they also into vegan cooking or the band Kiss or vintage fabrics or whatever? So do you actually like them? And do you share some values? Do you share some things in common that can help you connect, right? That's a good way to check if somebody's a good match for you. And then the third thing I want you to think of is, what's the next step? What's the next thing you want to have happen? It's much, I sort of want to say better, but that's not quite what I mean. It is smarter and more efficient to have an end in mind. So to say, I really like this person. I think they'd be a good fit for my program. I've done a little bit of research. We don't want to stalk people, obviously, but we can cruise their Facebook page or their LinkedIn profile and be like, oh, they are also from Chicago, or they also like vintage fabrics, or they also have written books, or whatever it is. So we've done those little spot checks. Do I like them? Do we like the same things? Do we share values? And then what's the next thing I want to have happen? Oh, I'd like to invite them onto a conversation, maybe kind of a sales conversation, to see if what I do is a good fit for them. Or, no, I really just want to build a relationship with this person. I'd like to be friendly with them. I'd like to maybe be able to share resources. Great. I'd like them just to know who I am. Just build awareness. Great. Right? So think about what you want the next step to be. Right? So this is your pre-work. Do I like them? Do we like the same things, or at least a few of the same things? What do I want them to do next? What do I want our next step in this relationship to be? And just again, to check out another context, let's say you want to build attendance at your place of worship, right? You're looking for more people to become members of the congregation that you belong to. Well, again, do you like them? Do they seem to have an interest in some of the things that you or your congregation value? What's the next thing you might want to do? Well, you might want to invite them to come to church and go to brunch with you afterwards, or come to temple, or come to meditation, or come to whatever, and stay for a little meet and greet. Maybe that's the next step, right? Okay, so do you like them? Do you like the same things? What's the next step? Cool? Okay, now you're in it. How do we flirt? Well, one thing is, first, is like, activate your own mojo a little bit. Wear something that you feel cute in, whatever it is. Light a candle, put on some perfume, think good thoughts, go through a list of compliments that people have given you in your mind. Like, just puff yourself up a little bit so that you're not going, nobody wants to flirt with sad sack Susie, right? So like, think about what you're up to. And then, so now once you're in a good space, we want to initiate the relationship. How do we start talking to people who we maybe don't know that well, but we'd like to, create a little energy there? It's an oldie but a goodie. Give them a sincere compliment. Say something that you notice, preferably about how they're being, that you like and appreciate about them. So not just so much about something they're wearing or about their skill set, but about how they are being in the world, right? Hey, Sam, I really enjoyed your Facebook Live. I love how considered you are in the language that you use. Why, thank you very much. I put some effort into that. I appreciate your noticing that. Hey, Sam, I really enjoyed your Facebook Live. I love how you answered the questions I had in my mind before I even knew I had them there. Oh, well, thank you very much. I was trying to tune into what your questions might be. That's great that you noticed that, right? So what is something about the way they're being? I love how you make everybody feel so welcome. I love how you smile at people. I love how um, you just immediately feel like an old friend. I love how whatever it is. So what is a compliment? A good way to road test it in your mind is like, is this a compliment I would like to receive? And if it is, then you're probably safe saying it. Um, and I like to lean on, like I said, complimenting the ways in which people are being, because that's some intentionality there, right? People choose how to be. They can't choose how they look, mostly. We look how we look. Um, and we can't, in people's skill sets, that's cool, but we learned that, like, we should be good at the things we say we're good at. Um, but when you can compliment somebody on how they're being, how they feel, what you notice about them interacting with other people, uh, I think that's cool, right? Okay, so step 1, give them a sincere compliment, preferably around how they're being and how you notice them being in the world. Um, Step 2, maybe ask them an open-ended question. Ask them something about themselves, about their work, about their area of expertise, about where they live, about anything, anything that you're genuinely curious about. Don't make up a question. Again, we don't want to be weird or fake about this. We want this to come from a place of truth and sincerity. So, what is something you would genuinely like to know, about them, about the books they've written, the way they are, the stuff they know? Like, encourage the conversation, encourage them to speak to you. And while they're speaking, particularly if you get to do this in person, which now we kind of can sometimes, focus on holding really gentle eye contact with them. Right? I'm doing it right now with the camera. I'll do it with TikTok now. Right? So you're not just looking at them, you're looking right into their eyes and with a sort of sending little love beams at them. Okay? That kind of extended eye contact can feel a little uncomfortable. You might want to practice with somebody that you know well, practice with your spouse or your kids or something. Say, like, I want to practice holding eye contact with you. Is that okay? So it's not a staring contest. We're not trying to, but we just want to hold very gentle eye contact. And sometimes I'll think to myself, like, you're safe with me, right? We want them to feel safe. So as they're speaking, just hold gentle eye contact. I will tell you, as a lifelong shy person and introvert who hates going to parties, I hate dressing up, I hate small talk, I hate all of it. I hate all of it. It's so hard for me. Hate's a strong word. It's very challenging for me. Let's put it that way. I have often gotten myself through parties, gatherings, conferences by promising myself that all I had to do was show up and listen. If I show up and ask someone an open-ended question and then just hold gentle eye contact with them and just let them talk. And sometimes people get kind of freaked out by it and they'll sort of go like, okay, and then they'll kind of run away. Great, they're not a good match for you right now. Fine. But most people just blossom. You can think of yourself as like a little grow light, as a little, those Arrow Garden grow lights, little, like, people will just blossom in front of you. So that's all you have to do. You don't have to be smart. You just have to be curious, right? That's a writer downer. You don't have to be smart. You just have to be curious. So give them a sincere compliment about how they're being. Ask an open-ended question, and then when the moment feels right, and you can trust your own judgment on this, you can trust your sense of good taste and timing, invite them into the next step. Like, I'd love to have more of a conversation with you about this work you're doing and whether or not the program I have might be a good fit for you, or if I can be of help in some other way. And they'll either say yes or no, and then you'll know, right? They say yes, you say, great, how's Tuesday? They say no, you say, that's totally fine. I get it. I'm busy too, but I'm so glad we got a chance to connect. And if you don't mind, I'd love to stay in touch, right? Or, gosh, this is such a great conversation. I'm really enjoying talking to you. would you like to go get a coffee sometime or have a little Zoom coffee date? Or can I invite you into this circle of I have, or whatever it is, right? Because we've predetermined what's the next step. So just to recap here before we run out of our 15 minutes, we want to flirt for fun and profit, which means we want to make heartfelt connections with people that we think are cool, right? Sometimes I talk to teachers or coaches or something, and they're like, oh God, this would be so great if it weren't for the clients. I'm like, really? I love my clients. Like I would invite my clients to come stay for the weekend. Like they're the coolest people I know. So that's question one. Do you like them? Right? Question two, are they a good values match? Do you like the same things, or at least a few of the same things? And what's the next step? What's the next thing you want them to do if you're able to spark a little relationship with them? Then, once you're actually in front of them, give them a sincere compliment about how they're being in the world, not necessarily how they look or what they've said, but actually what you notice about the way they are being in the world. Ask an open-ended question and be a receptive listener, right? Hold gentle eye contact. Really try to hear both what they're saying and what they're not saying, right? And then, when the moment's right, invite them into the next step. Those of you who have studied sales may realize this is a sales conversation. That's what we do in sales, is we flirt. We get curious, and then we make an invitation. We make an offer. If you've got issues with sales, think of it this way. On the other hand, if you've got issues with flirting, if you've got issues like finding romantic relationships, this will work for you. If you're trying to grow your theater company or your church or your yoga studio or whatever it is, this will work for you. Like it or not, we build communities one person at a time. We sell books one at a time, right? And flirting is a great way to make everybody feel great about moving forward with you, right? Kim says it's also a waitress and a bar tactic. Oh, and it's great for getting, recalcitrant service people to help you. I mean, believe me, it can come in handy. Lori says, sometimes when there are difficult people, I look for what I do like about them and focus on that, especially when we have to work with each other. And yes, then I can flirt with them on the positives. Exactly. Dobbin says, love it. Dobbin and I have been flirting for years. Hi, Dobbin. Yeah. So understand this is basic human behavior. There's nothing tawdry about it unless you make it that way. Don't be creepy. But it's genuine human behavior, and it's a great way to build relationships because the quality of your relationships equals the quality of your life. The quality of your relationships equals the quality of your life. If you're suffering in your life, you might want to up-level your relationships. And flirting is a great way to do it. Thank you so much for being here with me. Does anybody have any questions or anything before we jump off? Thank you so much, Facebook or TikTok people, for being here live. Boy, we've got a lot of people coming on the TikTok. That's awesome. Good. Well, as always, I want to thank the team, Veronica Gazzardi, Lucy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for so much for being here. And I will see you next Thursday with more fun and frolic. All right. If you're not on my email list, get on the email list, right? Go to therealsambennett.com and just opt in to whatever the opt-in is. And therealsambennett.com, and then you'll get the emails that have all the fun stuff in it, because I try to remember to post on social media, but the fact of the matter is I don't always remember. So email list. Hi, Catherine. Great to see you. Yeah, we did the breathing. We can do one more breath to close out, though, if you like. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hi, Marcy. Great to see you. Marcy, I have to talk to you about something. Okay. See what I did there? That was a little flirting. Hi, Marcy. Marcy's an amazing artist. Good. All right, everybody. Have a great day. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Okay.